Identity is not something fixed or given, once or for all. It is a conscious and dynamic process that is built through constant interaction with others and with the world around us. This means that who we are depends on how we interpret reality and how we relate to our environment. Identity combines two important aspects: permanence and uniqueness. Permanence means that we stay the same over time, while uniqueness means that each other is different and cannot be replaced. We are not just passive reflections of society. Each person has the capacity to define themselves, to resist imposed labels, and to create new meanings about who they are. Knowledge also plays an essential role, because what we believe about the world directly influences how we see ourselves.
Recognition is a fundamental element in the construction of identity because it validates a sense of self when others recognize our feelings, experience, and existence. It helps us develop a stable identity and it acts as a reflect that backs us to who we are. Without recognition, individuals may struggle with feelings of nonsense, of marginalization. There are some actors that are influential during an individual's process of identity construction, such as family and close friends, social groups, media, and workspaces like school, workplace, and religious organizations. Also, there are certain structural conditions like cultural norms and values, historical context, and economic conditions. Vulnerable group currently suffering from farms recognition are the Otomi people in urban areas like Mexico City. The Otomi are an indigenous group with rich cultural traditions and native languages, located in central Mexico. They are often mistaken as beggars when they are seen selling crafts or simply occupying public spaces. The the false recognition stems from ignorance and racism, provoked that their real identity as a political activist or cultural artisans defending their rights to land, house, and indigenous recognition.
Continuing from the previous point, it's important to be aware of the discrimination the Oromo community has faced as a result of misrepresentation or of their identity. Cultural appropriation of goods produced by this community for massive sale, the public and governmental discrimination against Oromo language speakers, and economic marginalization of this indigenous community in urban areas are some factors that have contributed to the construction of a false identity often associated with this community, creating unfounded beliefs that have a negative impact on the Oromo people, some of which include the following. The cultural elements with a deep significance for its people are often trivialized and degraded into simple commercial goods, stripped of their significance and used solely for decorative purposes. The case of the brand known as Anthropology and the accusation of cultural appropriation for using Otomi designs known as Tenango without due recognition or credit to this community is a clear example of this point. In addition to this, speaking Otomi in public is often wrongly interpreted as a sign of ignorance or lack of education. A sad example of this can be seen in the case of Juan Pablo, an Otomi young who didn't fully speak Spanish, being this the reason for his classmates to attempt on his life by pouring alcohol on him and setting him on fire. This event demonstrates the extremes that can be reached when fostering discrimination. Due to the lack of opportunities in their place of origins, many members of the community have moved to urban areas, where they often engage in low-paid labor. As a result, they are frequently and wrongly labeled as beggars or homeless people. According to the 2022 National Survey on Discrimination made by INEGI, approximately 28% of the indigenous population felt they have been discriminated against for reasons of appearance, manner of speaking, or simply for being indigenous.
According to a 2022 survey in INEGI, 44% of indigenous people in Mexico feel their rights are not respected, and more than 57% say they have faced discrimination when they are looking for a job. Second, this also hurts them emotionally. Many lose confidence and stop feeling proud of their culture. For example, in 2020, a group of Otomi families took over a building in Mexico City to demand housing and recognition of their rights. Instead of listening to their demands, many people in the media and government labeled them as invaders or troublemakers, ignoring their real identity as indigenous activists fighting for justice.
False identities have been constructed and accepted for many years. So it is a complicated process to deal with. nowadays people are aware of this problem, but they have unconsciously developed some stereotypes that contribute to false identities. In an objective and realistic way, I believe that to eradicate this problem in a global society, first we need to start from ourselves and our environment. With that said, I'm convinced that some actions that would modify our behavior could be questioning ourselves and thinking in order to learn how to break these stereotypes. Also, opening our minds to learn from others would help to increase our empathy for others. Finally, we have to remember that respect is always a key factor to be in peace with the society.